Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to talk about the Braxtons. Listen, we're just gonna talk. It wasn't a lot going on, but a couple of things happened. I'll start out with Ashley, so we can get her out of the way. The episode started off with Ashley. She is doing a live podcast taping um, on Tamar's podcast. Tamar has a podcast with I think his name is James. Remember the guy, the Patty LaBelle guy, when he ate the pie? It was like it went viral. It was some years ago. So James, and then I think as a doctor, I can't remember her name, but I think she was on the show last season. Anyways, so Ashley is doing the live taping for the podcast, and she really didn't say too much, except for what's right to you may be a disappointment to everyone else. Um, it was a very quick scene. Again, she didn't really go into details about the family business, and that may be due to, I don't know, the cease and desist that they really couldn't show. Not to say that she didn't go into detail, there, but from what they showed on the show, it really wasn't a lot that they didn't detail a lot on the show. Anyways, I want to talk about Tawanda and Tamar really. Oh, Tawanda got hit by a car, girl. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was just an exaggeration until I saw her sitting in the hospital bed. I said, "Ooh, girl." Now it's not funny. Now it's it's not. It's not funny. But now that we know that Tawanda is okay, girl, baby, when Tawanda listen, baby. So Tawanda was dropping Sean off at the airport, I believe. And she was walking, I'm assuming she was walking back to her car. I'm assuming she walked him inside of the airport so they could say goodbye. So Tawanda was walking back to her car and a lady hit her. A lady wasn't paying attention. So as they're telling the story, and of course, but this is before they started telling the story, you heard them say Tawanda got hit by a car. I'm like, oh girl, I know it sounds crazy. I was like thinking maybe like they're spicing this up for TV. Maybe the lady was reversing, and the lady tapped her leg, and Tawanda hit the car, and she stopped. Real, like stuff like that does happen. Um, so I wasn't really taking it like like there was damage done. I thought it was just like a little tap. Tawanda probably hit the hood of the car, and the lady said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and Tawanda just went on by her business. No, baby, Tawanda girl was banged up. She has to have surgery on her arm. When the producer walked in the room, this is not funny, bitch. Listen, when the producer walked into the hospital room, and Tawanda was like, I was like, girl, why? I was like, girl, did she lose her mind? Girl, did she get banged up so bad, girl? She done went back to being a child. She was like, and then she said she lost her tooth. Man, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, why is she like this? I'm okay. I'm okay. I was like, what? What is wrong with her? But then she says that she got hit so hard that she lost her veneer. Her veneer came. I guess I guess it depends on what I don't know, but her veneer came out, and then she may have to have surgery. So it was like she really got hit. Um, she may have to have surgery on her arm. She was bruised up and banged up. It was like, I mean, clearly she's okay now, but it wasn't just a TV. I thought they were just trying to have a TV moment, and then they were gonna go in the back, and Tawanda was gonna be sitting there smiling like, "Oh, girl, I'm okay, girl." Like she tapped me with the car, but I hit the car. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought it was something like that, but it wasn't. Um, Sean, I think Sean got a hairpiece, so now he has a. It's so crazy how like men I've heard men talk about women in weaves and wigs, and now, even though men have been wearing toupees for a very long time, now we are starting to see, or at least it's become, a small part of the conversation about how these black men are now getting like, basically a unit, okay, a piece. Um, some of these men, and there's nothing wrong with it. Girl, I might need one in a few years while we, well, if we keep it up, okay. Um, but I find it interesting now, especially with the older men. I think the younger guys, they probably wouldn't care. But older men, older black guys, they're starting to kind of get into the whole, pieces and fades and, so he has a little hair. He has a little wig. It's cute though. And the gag is though, girl, some of a lot of the times, the ones I've seen, they really do be looking real, girl. You can't even tell. You can't even tell. I wouldn't have known that Sean's hair was fake. Um, if he was like, of course we know because we've seen him before on the show. But yeah, it's a good job though. Anyways, so he has hair. He done lost some weight. So I'm assuming he on a little shot because he lost that weight real fast. So now he's starting to get skinny. He got a little hair. I said, oh baby, he feeling himself. Shout out to Sean. Sean is a handsome guy though. Anyways, so Tamar. Let's just talk about Tamar and Towanda, because that's really the meat and the potatoes of this episode, in my opinion. Towanda is going on a bachelorette. She's having a bachelorette party in Tulum, and Tamar lets it be known that Towanda asked her to be her maid of honor. So Tamar took it as though that was basically a way for them to possibly get back on track with their relationship. Not Trina, Tracy has passed away. So maybe Tawanda is like, girl, we need to try to get it together. Tamar says that she received the invitation to be a maid of honor. And she said she sent Tawanda a voicemail, like a video, telling her that she accepts, she's excited, she's happy. And then after that, she never heard from Tawanda again. Now I don't know. Y'all gonna have to teach me. Each one teach one. When people have weddings, well, of course we know it's the bride that's in charge because it's her wedding. Would you say Tamar dropped the ball by not calling Tawanda and saying, "Hey, girl, what's going on? What's the plan?" Or would it be more so Tawanda dropping the ball because it's her wedding, and she was supposed to call Tamar and say, "Hey, girl." Like, should Tamar have to chase after Tawanda, or should Tawanda have to get in contact with Tamar? I would think that Tawanda would have to get in contact with Tamar. That's what I would think. And I also think too, because their relationship is not strong, that it is easy for Tamar to just say, "Well, girl, the heifer didn't call me." Like, I can see if they were best friends, even as sisters, if they were like very, very close, I could see either party picking up the phone like, "Oh my God, girl. So what's the plan?" You see what I'm saying? I would think that Tawanda was wrong. But again, I don't know how that stuff works. But we also have to take into account that they don't have the strongest relationship. Tawanda's wedding is on the same day. Oh, excuse me. Tawanda's wedding is on the same day or around the same day as Tamar's birthday. This is what's happening with Tamar and Tawanda. It's being a lot of stuff is being said, but it's not being said from her mouth to her, and from her mouth to her. They're not having a conversation. It's all, well, this person told me that you said. So, for example, Tawanda says that she was told by multiple people, I think she said, including our mother, that Tamar wasn't going to be present at my wedding anyways because it's her birthday. Now, it doesn't take from the fact that Tamar did say that in the clip. I mean, in a conversation she was having with her team, that girl, that's my birthday weekend, or that's my birthday. But I just still feel like conversation. Why are you not just talking to Tamar about what Tamar said? Just like I feel like towards the end, why is Tamar and Tawanda not talking to each other? And why is that messy ass producer getting in the middle? We're gonna get into it. So I don't think that I think that Tamar and Tawanda, they're just not talking. One, because they don't like each other. Okay. They deal with each other because they're sisters and because that's what they've been taught. The ball is always going to be dropped because they don't too much care for each other and they really don't care at the end of the day. So like I want, I'm gonna ask her to be in my wedding, but girl, if she not the maid of honor, girl, I really don't care. I'm really just doing it because my mama here, basically. I'm really just doing it because I want to make my mama happy. That's what I feel like it come down to. But I really don't care if the bitch in my wedding or not. Tamar's gonna be excited about being in Tawanda's wedding. But girl, I really don't give a fuck about being in that bitch wedding anyways. And it's my birthday weekend. It's messed up because I look at it as this. Okay, Tawanda. Some people are really serious about their birthdays. And on one breath, it's like, Tawana, girl, why are you having to go? If you know it's your sister's birthday and your sister may be serious as hell about her birthday, why would you plan your wedding around the same date or the day of your sister's birthday, right? And then the next thing is kind of like, Tamar, do you really care about your birthday that much? She probably does. But again, I cannot leave out the fact. Well, I'm not gonna say a fact. Well, no, they're not close. That is a fact. They're not close. I can't leave out that it's easy for me to put other things ahead of what you have going on if the relationship is not that tight anyways. Yeah, I know it's your wedding, but girl, it's my birthday. And we don't really fuck with each other like that anyway. So girl, fuck your wedding. I'm going to celebrate with my sisters. The sisters that I've chosen, my chosen family. You see what I'm saying? It's just easy. It's easy for Tamar and Tawanda to just drop the ball in the friendship. I mean, on the relationship because, girl, they don't too much care for each other. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. If they were like good, like best friends and sisters, this wouldn't even be a conversation. But that's not what it is. Um, Let me get off them for a little bit. Miss E is writing a book about her life. I said, girl, I don't want to hear it. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Girl, I ain't got no problem with Miss E. But girl, from what I can tell, girl, your family, Miss E, is just full of lies and secrets. Now I'm sure every family out there has lies and secrets. But the fact of the matter is, bitch, we ain't on TV. Okay? Y'all get on TV, you know. And I will say, for the most part, the Braxtons to me is probably one of the realest reality shows on TV. Whether you like it or not, whether it's traumatizing or not, whether it's depressing or not, girl, I feel like it's like one of the realest reality shows. How you feel after you watch it, that's just that's just how you feel. But I do think they put more of their reality out there than a lot of these shows do. The thing that I have with Miss E writing this book is, girl, are you going to really tell the truth about your life? Now I know it's not necessarily about your kids' life, but your kids are a part of your life, not all of your life. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? Like, are you really going to tell the truth? You're probably not. Because we ain't heard Miss E talk about none of. Have we heard Miss E talk about the mess that's going on with Ashley and Trina and Gabe and Ashley and the her son Michael? Like, have we heard Miss E say anything about that? No, I don't remember, but I could be wrong. So Miss E probably gonna write a book full of half truths. I wouldn't be interested because I know you're probably gonna be lying. Um, Tamar is doing a photo shoot. So basically, what's his name? October London, is that his name? And Ro Jones, Ro James. Remember him? With your permission, yeah, that's my song, baby. Yes. With your permission, yes, him. That him. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Um, so they're going on tour together. Tamar does not like the creative direction of the photo shoot. Her team basically dropped the ball. I got what Tamar was basically saying. Tamar, is basically a ghetto girl. Basically, that's what she's saying. I'm not I'll say the photo shoot was basically Tamar was in like this black pantsuit with some sparkly heels, and they wanted her to have like a martini, and it was like kind of giving like an old school bar vibe, like 19 what 60s 70s bar vibe. It was, oh, excuse me, I gotta chill. Ooh, I need some coffee. Sorry, y'all. It's a little early for me. Girl, I got so much stuff to do, and I'm still running behind because I still got to get this video up, and then I gotta go pick my nieces up from school. So, anyways, yeah, and then I gotta come, yeah. Anyways, um, I should have just did this review last night, so at least I would have been ahead because I still have to do Bell Collective and Potomac. Yeah, I should have did this video last night. That's what I should have did, but it's too late. It's already the next day. Anyways, so Tay Martin liked the creative direction of the photo shoot. Um, she feels as though it doesn't align with her brand, and I get it because it's like it. How can I explain it? I'll just use Beyonce. The photo shoot determines kind of like the direction of what you're going to receive. So Beyonce comes out with what she came out with before we knew Renaissance was like a dance album. I kind of figured out based off of the photos that kind of started leaking, not leaking, but being put out. I was like, oh, this is probably gonna be something. This is not no R&B. This ain't no pop. So when it came out to be dance, I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. This is a dance album. This makes sense. It goes along with what she's putting out. You see? So I can see what Tamar is saying. Like, girl, I'm not a martini. I'm not a martini type of girl. My girls drink Long Island's. I said, baby, get off. But once I ain't had no Long Island in so long, baby, a Long Island will put you on your ass. Bitch, if you still drinking Long Islands in 2025, baby, I know your body is damn near halfway shut down. Baby, I think the last time my lips touch a Long Island iced tea. Girl, I can't even remember. It's been a minute, girl. But shout out to the girls who still drinking that gasoline, baby. But she said her girls drink Long Island iced tea, so they wanted her basically to hold a martini glass in the photo shoot, and she was like, "This just doesn't go with what I give. This like I don't want anybody to look at this. It was giving more so like love songs, but also the thing of the tour is called October Nights Calling All Lovers. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like based off of the tour name, October, I think it's called October Nights Calling All Lovers. That's not giving me fun and ratchet. It is kind of based off of the name. It is kind of giving me somewhat of, but you know what I want for Tamar? I want Tamar to become someone who stops trying to dance on stage. Tamar cannot dance. I think Tamar's main focus should be just her vocal, and Tamar should just give a little nasty 1-2 on stage, like a boom boom, you know. It's her sling. She might do 1 or 2 steps with the background dancers, but I feel like that's what Tamar messes up at. Tamar want to be Beyonce so bad. I ain't gonna say she want to be Beyonce, but Tamar wants to be a dancer so bad, and it does not give what she thinks it gives. But anyways, I got what she was trying to say about the creative direction. But at the end of the day, girl, the title of the show is called October Nights. I think Calling All Lovers. So the photo shoot ended up being with her. She had on the same outfit, but she had like on some Air Force Ones and like a Corona. Girl, it sounded a mess, but it didn't look that bad. The picture didn't look that bad, believe it or not. So I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cute. But it sounds a mess when you say it out loud. Let's get back to Towanda. Towanda basically, this is the messy producer. Towanda is sad because she feels as though I've always been there for my sisters and they're not here for me. Tony is not there because Tony basically has to work. Tony always got to work. When I say Tony, do not fool with those girls, she done already told us that if they were not her family, she wouldn't fuck with them. Tony gonna always have something to do other than what's going on with the family. And Tony has been that way since season 1. Tony gonna always say, babe, I gotta go to work. I got something to do, baby. I can't make it. So Tony is not there. Tamar is not there. Tamar didn't want to go by herself. Tamar, it was only going to be a over the night trip, but Tamar was trying to get her manager or somebody, I can't remember, it was some guy on her team basically, to go with her. And he was like, no, like you need to just go and just like, and I like, girl, like that's your, like on some real shit, it's like, Tamar, bitch, that's your sister, girl. Like you acting like you walking into, like whatever happened between you and your sister, you can handle your sister. You see what I'm saying? Like it's not this, I don't know. Girl, no. Like, no. But Tamar just didn't want to go. That's all it comes down to. Tamar just didn't want to go. So Towanda is not complaining, but she is basically having a conversation with her friend, one of the girls who was a lady of honor or whatever they're calling themselves. And then she also had a conversation later on with the producer. I think he's like the head. I think he's the head nigga in charge. OG. It does not. This is how I took it. I'm going to play the audio so y'all can hear it. Towanda is sad that, again, she feels as though nobody is there for her and she's always there for them. Towanda then is having a conversation with the producer. It sounds like to me, Towanda is venting to the producer because at one point she says, because at one point he was talking about Tony not being there and she was like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Because the day before she was crying to her friend. So the next day, it sounds like, I don't even care. It is what it is. They're not here. We're going to have fun. That's how I took it. Because she ended up saying, basically, I don't give a fuck about Tony not being here. And then he was like, well, Tamar was really trying to make it. And then she was like, no, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. And then she said, she probably would have ruined it anyways. The way that Tamar told us in the confessional was, Towanda didn't want me to be there anyways. Ain't that what you said? Oh, that's what you said. That's what you told me. Now, what did you say? Now, Tamar's talking to OG. I think his name is OG. What did you tell me? Because you told me she didn't want me there. Let me just play the audio of the conversation. You're going to have to keep up with the voices because, again, I cannot play the video. So it's basically, you'll hear Tamar talking, a man talking, that's a producer, and Towanda. Okay? You'll hear some other voices too, but y'all know, you know their voices. Hopefully y'all know their voices at this point.
Can you tell us why you don't feel comfortable at this point going to the Bachelorette trip?
That's a lie. Tamar was going to Tulum. Tamar had a ticket. I was told that Towanda does not want us to come. And you was the person who said that Towanda said for me not to come. Or no, OG.
I told you. I had a conversation with Towanda, and I didn't think you were going to be received. Tony said that she might not be able to make it because she's booked.
Honestly, I don't give a no more. Honestly.
But now Tay was trying to come out.
She wasn't trying to come out for that reason. Stop.
Well, she was trying to come. Now she has her reasons.
She would have everything up. And nope.
So why would you say that you don't want me to come and you want me to be your maid of honor? Would that suggest that I was never invited in the first place and I probably wasn't never meant to be the maid of honor?
Now, for me, again, it just sounded like, even though Towanda probably really didn't want Tamar there anyway, girl, we just gonna be honest. Even though Towanda probably didn't want Tamar there anyways, and Tamar didn't want to be there either, so it really worked out for both parties, if you ask me. I didn't take that I didn't take that as what Towanda told OG, or whatever his name is. I think his name is OG. I think, again, Tamar also said, basically, fuck Tony. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just think it was one of those moments where she was venting and she was upset about them basically not being there. But I didn't take it as though the way that he delivered it back to Tamar was like she didn't want y'all there. Like, I feel like in situations like this, you're gonna have, like, what exactly did she say? But then it also falls on Towanda and Tamar, because here we go, another example of y'all not really picking up the phone and trying to see what's going on. Towanda said, well, my mama told me, and other people have told me that Tamar not even coming to the wedding because it's her birthday. And Tamar did say that, that it was her birthday weekend. Anyways, but like, why are you not picking? Like, why are you, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, why are you okay with people just telling you things and you not wanting to hear it out of the horse's mouth? OG is telling you something. He's in the middle. Why is Tamar and Towanda not picking up the phone to call each other? Because at the end of the day, they really don't give a fuck. They don't care. But I still didn't take what Towanda said as what OG went back and relayed to Tamar. I do think there's a difference between him saying, listen, I talked to Towanda and she was crying and upset. You know, she feels as though no one is there for her. She's always there for you guys. She really wanted you and Tony to be there. And then she woke up the next day. She, it kind of sounded like she was pretty much over it, or she understood that it is what it is at this moment. She just wants to have a good time. You see what I'm saying? To kind of stay out of the mess, but still tell the truth. She woke up the next day and she's kind of over it, and it is what it is. Y'all not there, and she's just gonna have a good time. Versus going back and it sounded like you told Tamar she don't want y'all there. Does that make sense what I'm saying? But again, not to sound like a parrot, but they don't care. Towanda and Tamar don't care. That's why they won't pick up the phone and call each other to see what the tea really is. So everybody's just relaying messages. And I feel like it's a game of telephone. And by the time it gets back to the person, the message is literally, that's what's happening. It's a game of telephone. By the time it gets to the end, the message has been completely changed from the initial start of the message. But it is what it is. And then Trina's husband is having congestive heart failure, I believe. And so she is in the restroom crying. Towanda doesn't know. So she's about to leave the trip and get back to Atlanta because she wants to go check on her husband. And then it went off right there. So yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I'm yawning. Oh, so sorry. Hold up. I took a couple of notes, but not a lot. Like I said, it wasn't a lot going on. Tamar had a conversation with her team about dropping the ball. That was really it. How they all need to be on one page. How it makes them look unprofessional. Because I don't think the photographer knew what exactly was going on. Right? You see, he's there thinking everything is fine, but then in the middle of us about to, we about to take the pictures, and Tamar, the talent, is like, "Girl, what is this? What is this about?" So her team did drop the ball, basically. Yeah, that's it, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Tawanda and Tamar. Like I said, girl, I just think it comes down to them not liking each other. And at the end of the day, it's kind of like it is what it is. I don't like you anyways. You don't like me. We only deal with each other because we're sisters. If you come to my wedding, you come. If you don't, you don't. Because I don't want you there anyways. Tamar, you really didn't want to go to the bachelorette party. Girl, you don't need your, like, girl, like, that's the thing. Like, why are we, like, on some real shit? Like, you don't want to be there. Why are you acting like this is some bitch who you don't know? Girl, you know your sister. Y'all grew up together. Tamar could have literally just flew out there for the day if she really wanted to be there. But let me just go out here, right? But again, I don't think they care about their relationship. So it is what it is. Anyways, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Bye, y'all.